got into my 2-week Minecraft phase and I could not be stopped. Hello, good people of YouTube. Today I'm going to be giving you a little tour of some stuff I've been working on in my creative Minecraft world. Today I'm going to tell you a story. It's the story that I came up with when I was building this Minecraft world. Here's kind of an overview to get us started off, and I'll show y'all each of the little pieces of this that I've worked on. So when I saw this area, I was really inspired because it's just beautiful. Are you guys dizzy yet? So these islands were already here, and I just kind of used what was naturally generated to inspire each part of the build. I imagine that there are tons of communities along all of these like riverbanks. Haven't built them yet, obviously, but I was thinking that this island in the middle of a lake could be kind of like a religious hub for everyone. And so I'm gonna walk you through my thought process and each of the things that I built. So starting off, I'm imagining boats come in here and then people can go over here along this little path. And we have a couple things here. First, we have like a temple kind of church situation. And then we have this little tree. Yeah, I made it myself and it does look kind of interesting depending on the angle that you're looking at it from. I did my best. Anyway, so I imagine people could sit on these little benches and look at the tree and feel peaceful. And I love all the particle effects they've been adding in recent years. Like, it just adds such a nice ambiance to the area. So after they sit under the tree, then they can come over to the temple for church. And we have all of our pews, obviously great for parkour, as you can see. And we have a little area at the front for a speaker and then this beautiful view. One of the things I was thinking of is that the lily of the valley flower is very important to these people. So you'll see them kind of scattered about. You can see I really leaned into the arches on this building. I wanted it to have like kind of an organic feel. And I've never really used quartz and jungle wood together, but I feel like they look quite nice. And then you'll see a lot of mud bricks throughout this as well. That's the garage door opening for all who are curious. And you can see I really went for like a domed ceiling look. I really like how this turned out. I feel like it's nice and airy, has lots of fun shapes, and it was quite fun to build, except for when I made one of these arches one too wide and then had to redo the whole thing. Anyway, so we have our little tree relaxation meditation area temple, and then over here, I was like, well, maybe there are some like religious leaders that live here, and this would be their house because they would want to be close to the temple. And then I'll show you what's up there in a minute. But this would be like a little cottage for them. I just decorated it pretty plain and regular. But yeah, we got all our basics. To be honest, I'm not even sure what this is. Crafter. See, and they just keep adding stuff to Minecraft, and I'm like, when will it end? Because every time I log in, I feel like I have to watch a video to learn what all these new things are. That's what happens when you get a job. I did try to continue the arch design on here, and I feel like they look pretty complimentary. All right, and so then they can just leave their house and they can walk right over. Now, for the main event, this is what I imagine to be what inspired the people to like claim this as their religious center. This special feature that I'm about to show you. Here at the top, we have just like a little pavilion situation. We'll go down there in a second, but I want to show you guys over here first. Another custom tree. Trees are so hard, you guys, because like, why does it, why is it so flat? But then if you try to make it wider, then it's too big. And anyways, I did my best. And then over here we have these beautiful ponds with some cascading waterfalls. And the path here goes along the side. And we have some little benches where people could sit and relax. Another little pavilion. I had a lot of fun making this. I love creating like little water features and like natural things in Minecraft. And then if you wanted to see under the water, we got some sea pickles, some moss. I think this is packed mud. Yeah. Just trying to use as many like natural looking textures. I did want it to be very lush and green. So that's where I incorporated the moss. And then we have just some vines and plants and all this kind of stuff. And so that's that on the outside of the island. Let's go back over here and I will show you the inside. So for example, the people who live in this little house, they would walk up here and they would go to this place that is very sacred to them. They would go down through this little cave. And then we have our little underground lush cave. This was so much fun to make because it's so lush and green. And it was also kind of challenging because it is quite small. Yeah, I just try to make it feel like as full and overgrown as possible. So I imagine like the religious leaders would come in here. Maybe they would sit in the water and meditate. As you can see, I tried to add a lot of things that had particles because I felt like that was the right vibe in this space. And tried to maintain some of the same flowers as we had earlier. So like the lily of the valley, the azalea. I will say these are kind of obnoxious. All right, if we want to take a look beneath the surface, we have some drip leaves, some coral, sea pickles yet again, and I did use soul sand. So what I imagine for the people who live here is that they found this place and they were like, wow, this is so beautiful, this is sacred. And then they kind of built up everything around this. When I was building, I did build this first, and so that's how I came up with this story. Now, another piece of it is that I imagine that only like the religious leaders would be allowed in here. And so how are they to commune with the people in the community, you ask? Great question. So I created a secret passage to a different area. It's right over here. So they could come up here, walk through this little tunnel, and now we have another lush cavern that's open to the outside. So the religious leaders could be in that other place, they could come over here, and then they could meet with people, and maybe there's healing, or maybe they're just communing. This area is like more built. As you can see, we have some more things that could be man-made, like pillars. I imagine that these are maybe holding up the roof, and then maybe they could ring the bell for whatever reason. Again, I try to go with like the same theme where we have a lot of natural elements, lots of moss and like leaves and different things like that, mossy cobble, lots of particles as you can see. Over here, I did yellow coral instead of pink for fun. And I just really tried to capture the lush cave feel. And you can see we have our lily of the valley again. For everything underground, I used some mushroom block, packed mud, moss, things like that. And then you can see like the mossy stone and cobble. I also used rooted dirt, which I don't really know what it is, but I liked how it looked. And then of course some drip stone for the ceilings. This was so fun to build because this little like inlet was already here. And so I just went around inside the cave and just went like this with all the different textures and like filled everything in. And so that's this area. This is where like the leaders will come out, and then we'll go and look at where the people will come in. So outside of the cave, we have this little dock area. So what I imagined was that people would come over here, they would park their boats, go to the dock, and then they could, well, I guess they would be swimming if it's 2 blocks deep, but they could wade in this area under the water, and then they would be in this sacred space. I'll show you the dock a little bit more. It's nothing too crazy. Trying to keep the like jungle wood and the white and the mud brick look consistent. I think this is pale oak. Yes, it is. And so that's my little dock area. Here's the waterfall. And I tried to make this look really nice at night as well. So you can see I put some lighting around, and I think it looks pretty at night as well. Put some waterfalls on the outside just for a little extra something. So I'm definitely not done building in this world. This was just kind of a jumping off point. But I really want to build some stuff around the outside as well. Like maybe do like a little village over here in the jungle. Maybe they specialize in like bamboo production or something, and I can build a factory or something like that. And then over here, obviously this would be a little mining town because there's mines all over the place. There's such unique features here. Like I feel really inspired to build something in there. And then over here, I think I'm gonna do some farmland for sure. maybe build some little houses, some animal pens, barns, things like that. And just kind of see what the terrain inspires me to do. Here's a little bird's eye view of everything. Well, thank you so much for watching my Minecraft tour. Hope you found it interesting. If y'all have suggestions for ways I can improve or like things to add, I would love to hear that. Or if y'all want to play Minecraft, let me know. But that's about all I have. Gamer out.